This is our 200th video on the Eric Vasquez Design YouTube channel, formerly known as Teach Me to Design. And we're doing something big for this one. We're going all out because I'm going to be doing a tablet review of the 5 best drawing tablets for $50 or less. And at the end of all that, we're doing a giveaway to say thank you to all of our subscribers. All you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is be a subscriber to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below with your Instagram handle so I can contact you if you win. And lastly, this contest is only open to residents of the US. To get started, I've made a list of criteria so that we could have a few categories that we'll be using to evaluate each of these 5 tablets. The first is the overall look and feel of the tablet. What does it look like? Is it sleek? Is it thin? Is it thick? The overall aesthetics and appearance are important when deciding which tablet to go with. The second category is the overall portability. I mean, how large are the tablets? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it easy to carry around with you, especially if you're working in different locations? The third category is the stylus. Now, the stylus is basically the pen that you use to draw on each of these drawing tablets, and it's an important factor when considering which one to go with. The reason I wanted to look at this is because we have to consider things like the way that it feels, how it looks, and the weight of the stylus when you're actually using it. The fourth category that we're going to be using here is the express keys. Now, all of these tablets have programmable shortcut keys that you can set up after installing the drivers for the tablets. And this is an important factor too, because whether you're using Photoshop to do photo compositing work, key art, or another program like Illustrator, you want to set these keys up to make your life easier. So we're going to talk about how many keys are on each of these tablets. The fifth category is the ease of use. So when I say that, I'm talking about how easy is it to actually set up the tablet and install it, and what is it like to use it on a day-to-day basis. I've tested out each of these 5 tablets for at least 1 or 2 days each so that I could get a better understanding of the overall look and feel and what it's like to work with. I want to mention a few quick things that they all have in common. The first thing is that they're all pretty similar in size. They're all about 10 by 6, so that I could compare tablets with a similar working area as opposed to something small versus something larger. The second thing that they have in common is the pressure sensitivity. And what that means is that the sensitivity on the stylus for all of these meets the industry standard of 8,192. Now you might be thinking, well, what does that even mean? And it's basically just a number that represents how sensitive the stylus is and the responsiveness when you're touching it to the surface of the tablet. The third thing that they all have in common is they're all drawing tablets. And what I mean by that is none of these have a built-in screen or a monitor on them. Those tend to be much more expensive, so all of these are just drawing tablets. Now, I just want to mention that at the time of this recording, all of these tablets were $50 or less. The first tablet that we're going to be talking about is the VEIKK A30 drawing tablet. And let's talk about the look and feel of this thing because it's pretty sleek. It might be a little bit hard to see, but there's a very nice matte black finish on this drawing tablet. So that matte black finish really adds to the premium look and feel of this drawing tablet. But in addition to that, you'll notice that this side is also completely smooth, but there are actually express keys in here. It's just a smooth surface. Now, the second category, the portability, I want to show you just how thin this tablet is. It looks really thin from the side, and it's also got that working area of about 10 by 6. So it's pretty portable. In terms of the weight, this tablet comes in at around 570 grams, which is actually the lightest tablet of all 5 of these. So if you're looking for something that's portable, easy to carry and take with you when you're traveling or on the go, then this would be an excellent choice. The third category that we're going to be talking about here is the stylus. Now, you'll notice it comes in this nice felt carrier for the pen, which is pretty nice, but I do have a complaint about this, and that is the fact that this stylus doesn't actually come with a holder like some of the other tablets do. So when you're working with it and when you're using it, there's not actually really a holder to place it into or to set it on. But what is nice about this stylus is the fact that it's very light. I like the sort of charcoal gray color. And it's got a very nice tip on the end here, and there are 8 extra nibs that come with this stylus. In addition to that, you'll notice that there's a couple of shortcut keys on the stylus itself, which are totally customizable and easy to program. Next up, the express keys. Now, if we take a look at this tablet here, you'll see that there are 4 small plus icons on the strip on the side. And these are actually the shortcut keys that can be programmed with this tablet. Unlike the other drawing tablets in our video, none of these buttons are protruding. They are completely smooth and surface level, which can make it a little bit difficult if you're looking at your screen and trying to find the keys. And lastly, let's talk about the ease of use. When you're installing this tablet, you do have to uninstall any other tablet drivers that you might have installed in your computer. And after you do install the driver for this one, you have to completely restart your computer before you can begin using the tablet. Now, another thing to note here is that unlike some of the other tablets that we're going to be talking about that have their own sort of standalone application where you can customize the tablet, I couldn't actually find this one at first. And eventually, after a little bit of research, I realized that if you're using this with a Mac, you actually have to go into your system settings, go all the way down, and then find this tablet. And that is where you can go ahead and customize all of your shortcut keys for the stylus and the tablet itself. Next up, we have the UGEE M708 drawing tablet. First off, let's talk about the look and the feel. Now, similar to the VEIKK tablet, this one has a nice matte black finish on it, which is pretty sleek and cool looking. Another thing that you might notice here is the contoured edges on the bottom of this tablet, which is a pretty nice addition, and I like that because it sort of gives you a place to rest your hand or your arm when you're using it. And there's also something here that you may see, which are these shortcut keys on the side. And one of the nice things about them is, you hear that? It's a nice little noise, right? When you press the button, so you actually know where the buttons are when you're using the tablet. Now let's talk about the size and portability of this tablet. Similar to the VEIKK tablet, this one has a working area of about 10 by 6 inches, and it also has a very slim looking profile. In addition to that, the weight of this tablet is a little bit heavier than the VEIKK tablet, coming in at around 705 grams. So is it portable? Sure, but it is also a little bit heavier than the VEIKK tablet that we looked at previously. So this is the stylus that comes with the UGEE drawing tablet, and you'll see that there are a few built-in shortcut keys here on the front. This tablet also comes with 8 replaceable nibs, just like the other tablets that we're talking about. One thing that I do want to mention about this stylus though, is that compared to some of the others that we're talking about, it feels a little bit light and a little bit cheap. But depending on your preference, some people like a lighter stylus, some people like a heavier stylus. I think that's completely up to you as the user. But one thing that this tablet does have going for it is the fact that it has this nice base here. So you can rest the stylus into the base vertically like this when you're not using it, or it's got these grooves on the sides so that you can rest the stylus like this. So let's talk about the express keys. If we take a look at the side here, you'll see that there are 8 programmable shortcut keys. And just like I was showing you before, they make a nice little sound. So you've got these 8 programmable keys on the tablet itself, plus 2 more on the stylus, giving you a total of 10 programmable shortcut keys. And lastly, let's talk about the overall ease of use and setup with this tablet. Once I installed the driver for it, I could easily access the App Center through the applications on my Mac. Unlike the VEIKK, where I had to go through my system settings. This one was much easier to jump in, customize, and start using right away. So I was actually pleasantly surprised with this tablet, especially considering that it was one of the 3 brands that I had never heard of prior to making this video. And now I can kind of see why there were so many people buying it on Amazon. Next up, we have the GAOMON M106K Pro tablet. This bad boy is pretty impressive looking. It is a little bit larger than some of the others, but it has that really nice matte black finish on it, as well as some of those nice contours on the bottom and the top edges, which I really like. This one has a very premium feel to it, and it also has these interesting numbers along the top, and I wasn't quite sure what those are for, but each of these are actually programmable shortcut keys. I do like this tablet, but I will say that it is heavier than most of the others. This is the second heaviest tablet, coming in at around 780 grams. But it does have a very similar working area of around 10 by 6 1/4 inches or so. So a little bit more working area, but a lot more weight added to it. Next up, let's talk about the stylus. Now this one does come with this nice felt holder, which I really like. And if you can get a good look at this, there's actually a nice rubber grip here along the bottom of the stylus itself. That is a nice sort of grippy area that you can hold while you're working with this stylus. In addition to that, you'll see that there are 2 programmable keys on it, and there are actually 8 replacement nibs that come with this stylus, just like the others. So one thing that I do want to point out about this one is it's still pretty light and comfortable, but it doesn't feel cheap like the UGEE stylus. So I think this is a really nice balance between lightness and functionality. So while this one doesn't come with a base like the UGEE tablet, it does have this nice loop on the side so you can easily store it and carry it around. Next, we're going to talk about the express keys on this thing. And this is really where this tablet shines in my opinion, because you have 12 programmable shortcut keys here. You have another 16 express key shortcuts along the top, and you have 2 on the stylus. So altogether, this has 30 programmable shortcut keys on it. The only problem with that is remembering what you set each one up to do. But aside from that, in terms of features, that's pretty impressive. So let's talk about the overall ease of use. Now, like the other tablets, once I installed the driver, it was pretty easy to set up. And I really enjoyed this one because, like I said, it has 30 programmable shortcut keys on it between the tablet and the stylus, which I personally really loved. It gave me so much more flexibility and a lot more options when I was working. Another thing that I really do like about this is this tablet loop on the side, because it's a lot easier to keep track of where my stylus is. And when I was working with it, it just felt so responsive and precise that I had so much control over the line weight. And this loop on the side actually reminded me quite a bit of my HUION HS611 drawing tablet, which I personally really love. So I would definitely recommend this tablet for more intermediate users who have used the tablet before, but who want all of that functionality and all of those shortcut keys. Next up, we have the Deco 2 from XP Pen, and I really love the look and feel of this. So let's talk about it a little bit. We have a nice matte black finish going all the way across from one side to the other, except for the area where you have your shortcut keys and this nice wheel on the side. But you also get this little green knob, which you can put in right here, and it makes it very easy for you to use this wheel on the side. So we're going to talk more about that, because this can actually be used to either zoom in and out very quickly and easily, or you can use it to increase or decrease your brush size. So in terms of the look and feel, this one is pretty sleek, very premium looking, and it's personally one of my favorites. Now, in terms of the portability for this tablet, you have a very similar working area of around 10.5 by 5 or 6 inches, so it's very similar to the others. But this one comes in at around 608 grams, which makes it the second lightest of all of these 5 drawing tablets, right behind the VEIKK. So in terms of portability, this one is probably one of the best options if you're looking for something that you can quickly toss into your backpack and take with you on the go. Next up, let's talk about the stylus. Now, this comes in this very cylindrical, maybe a little bit odd looking tube at first, but it actually serves a dual or maybe even a tri-purpose. Let me show you what I mean. When I remove the stylus from this cylindrical tube here, this top piece actually serves as a holder for the stylus, so I can easily rest it in here when I'm not using it. Now, I absolutely love the feel of this thing, but let's just take a look at the rest of this base for a second, because the bottom here is where all 8 of your extra nibs are going to be stored. So like I said, you have your nibs in here, you have a carrying case for the stylus itself, and you also have that built-in rest for the stylus. So 3 functions here built into one. Now, as for the stylus itself, I absolutely love this design because it is hexagonal, which makes it feel almost exactly like using a real pencil. I mean, I've never used a stylus like this before that felt so comfortable and so natural and organic, like using a real pencil and paper would. And another thing that I love about this stylus is the top here actually serves as an eraser. So if I'm using this in Photoshop and I'm painting or drawing or illustrating with this, I can literally just flip this thing around and use the top, and it will automatically serve as my eraser tool. So this is an excellent stylus, probably one of the best that I've ever seen. Next up, we're going to talk about the Express keys. This whole tablet has a nice matte black finish to it, and on the side here, you've got 6 programmable keys in addition to this fun wheel. Now, I don't know what it is about using this wheel, but it's just kind of fun to use. It comes with this nice green cover on it, which you can easily just pop out and put to the side so that you can use this wheel. Another really nice thing about this, like I said before, is that you can set this up to either zoom in and out when you're working in a program like Photoshop, or if you're painting or illustrating, you can set this up to change the size of your brush very quickly and easily. Lastly, let's talk about the ease of use with this tablet. Now, like the others, this one was pretty easy to set up. All I had to do was uninstall the other drivers, install this one, and then I could jump in and start programming these keys and this fun little wheel here. So this was actually my favorite tablet to play around with so far because I just loved that hexagonal design of the stylus that I could use while I was working. It was so much fun to use this, and it didn't take up a ton of space. And when you add in the fact that it's the second lightest of all of these tablets, this was a no-brainer for me, and it was a ton of fun to use. Next up, we have the HUION Inspiroy Q11K drawing tablet. First up, let's talk about the look and the feel. Now, this has a very premium, high-quality look to it, and I really love this tablet. I mean, it is a little bit heavier than some of the others, which we'll get into, but in terms of the overall look and feel, it has a very sleek and ergonomic design, which I really love. In terms of the portability for this tablet, I do have to say that it's the heaviest of all of these tablets at around 860 grams or about 2 pounds. But that being said, you're also getting a slightly larger work area here at around 11 by almost 7 inches. So while you do get that larger work area, you have to kind of pay for it in terms of the weight of the tablet. So it's not the most portable of the bunch. So I would really recommend a tablet like this for kind of like leaving at home and using it as your primary tablet, not necessarily something that would be easy to just throw into a bag and take with you. Next, let's talk about the stylus. Now, this HUION Inspiroy stylus is actually really nice and has a great feel to it. It's got this sort of tapered edge on the back, which kind of feels like a paintbrush. And on the other side, you've got this nice dark sort of grip here on the bottom. This stylus also has 2 programmable keys built into it, just like the others, and it also comes with these 8 replaceable nibs. One of the things that I should point out with this stylus, though, is that it's the only stylus I've seen that actually charges, and that is because this is a wireless drawing tablet. Now, something else that's cool about this is that it does have a base or a stand, which you can use to place your stylus either vertically, or you can rest it in these grooves and place it horizontally when it's not in use. And the bottom of this also serves as a base or a holder for your replaceable nibs. Next up, let's talk about the programmable express keys on this drawing tablet. Now, you have 8 programmable shortcut keys here, plus the 2 on the stylus itself, which gives you a total of 10 programmable keys. And what I love about this is, just like the UGEE tablet that we looked at earlier, it has a really nice sound to it when you press the buttons. And it also has a very nice tactile feel to it because you can use this to tell where these buttons are when you're working, which is pretty nice in my opinion. Lastly, let's talk about the ease of use. I do have 2 other HUION tablets, which I love, so I was really excited to try this one out. But my favorite thing about this is the fact that it's completely wireless, which is a feature that I haven't really seen on this style of drawing tablet before. What I love about that is the fact that it's just less mess on your desk when you're trying to work. You have no cables that are getting in the way. You don't have to worry about plugging anything in. All you need to do is charge the stylus pen, and then you can simply switch this button on the side to turn it on and off. There's a little adapter that comes with it, which does need a USB port to plug into. So that is basically how the wireless connectivity works. And just as a failsafe or a backup, it does come with a wire in case you want to use it that way as well. So this HUION Inspiroy drawing tablet is an excellent choice, especially for an intermediate or pro level designer, retoucher, or illustrator. So there you have it. This is my drawing tablet review of the 5 best drawing tablets I could find for $50 or less. So out of these 5 drawing tablets that we reviewed today, my top pick and my favorite would have to be the XP Pen Deco 2 drawing tablet. What I loved so much about this drawing tablet was the feel of the stylus, which had that nice, beautiful hexagonal design that that really felt very similar to drawing with a pencil. I also really loved that wheel that you could kind of set up to either change the brush size or quickly zoom in and out. This was also the second lightest of all of the tablets, which means that it's extremely portable and easy to take with you anywhere you're going. My second favorite, right after the XP Pen Deco 2, would have to be the HUION Inspiroy Q11K drawing tablet. Now, this was a pretty tough one for me. It was pretty close between these two, but the biggest selling point for me with this HUION tablet is the fact that it was wireless. I've never really worked with a tablet before like that, so I really enjoyed not adding more wires and plugs to my workspace. On top of that, I also really loved the design of the stylus because it just felt like a paintbrush and it had a really nice premium look to it. My third pick out of these 5 tablets that we reviewed today would have to be the GAOMON drawing tablet. Now, the reason that this one is number 3 for me is pretty much based on the fact that it just had so many programmable shortcuts. I don't think I've ever seen a drawing tablet with 30 programmable keys on it, which was just really impressive. Like I said, this could be a little bit hard to remember what you programmed each of these keys for, but it was still a really nice choice, and I was pleasantly surprised considering I had never used one of these tablets before or heard of this brand. Number 4 for me would have to be the UGEE drawing tablet. Now, this is another one that I had never heard of before, but it seemed like it was really popular on Amazon, so I was excited to give it a try. What I did like about this tablet is that it was easy to set up. I really liked that sort of clicky, thocky sound with the shortcut keys, and it just had a nice feel to it. It didn't really stand out to me as being the best, but it was still a lot of fun to use. So I would definitely recommend this tablet for maybe a beginner or even an intermediate level designer. And number 5 out of these 5 drawing tablets, you guessed it, it would have to be the VEIKK drawing tablet. It was a little bit of a pain to set up. The fact that I had to install the driver and then restart my computer afterwards before I could use it was something that I wasn't expecting. On top of that, the fact that it didn't really have its own app center where I could just easily go to it in my applications folder on a Mac and start programming all of the keys, I had to do some digging, and that's when I discovered that I actually had to go through my system settings to start setting this up. But it's still a very good choice for a beginner who is maybe looking for their very first drawing tablet. Thank you so much for watching this video and for all of your support throughout this journey in helping me to get to this milestone 200th video on the channel. It really means the world to me to have your support out there, and thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below with your Instagram handle so I can contact you if you're one of the 5 lucky winners. All right, creative, thank you so much for watching. Keep designing, and we'll see you in the next one.